Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jack Hyland, co-chair of the Teachers College Board of Trustees.
As co-chair of the Board of Trustees of Teachers College, along with Bill Rickard, I have the honor of officially opening today's ceremony. On behalf of the entire community of Teachers College, I welcome you to the 2014 Master's Convocation. It is my pleasure to introduce now the president of Teachers College, Susan Fuhrman.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the most joyous occasion on the calendar of Teachers College, when we honor the talented, energetic, and dedicated men and women who are ready to lead the charge into the future. Congratulations, graduates, you made it. Congratulations as well to those who helped you make it to this day. Our outstanding faculty, our dedicated staff, and of course, your families and partners. We're all so proud of our graduates today. And isn't it marvelous that this ceremony is being watched over by two magnificent birds flying above us in the majestic cathedral? What awe-inspiring works of art to contemplate as you leave TC and soar into your own futures. This is a wonderful day in so many ways. A day for you to reflect on what you've accomplished at TC and to look ahead to what you hope to achieve in the years to come. And of course, this is a day to celebrate. I want you to know that you stand on the shoulders of giants, the leaders and pioneers who have walked the halls of TC for more than 125 years and have helped to change the world in so many ways. I'm particularly awed by the brilliance and insight of our founders and early leaders who nurtured this institution as a world-renowned center of new ideas, practices, and fields of inquiry. In fact, TC's visionaries also provided the blueprint for subsequent schools of education. As graduates, you can be rightly proud of the far-reaching influence of your alma mater. You are the heirs to the vision of our first dean, James Earl Russell, who called for training which would enable the student to see the relationships existing everywhere in the various fields of knowledge, even the unity of all knowledge. What a fitting way to describe the education you've received here. Russell's enduring vision is even more relevant today in our hyper-connected and turbocharged world. We need more than ever to seek knowledge, understanding, and connection. This is the TC way. I urge you to continue to put Russell's vision into action in whatever you do and whatever your sphere of influence may be, whether it be one child or an entire nation. As you go into the world armed with your TC degree, I also want you to take pride in our legacy of firsts. It's a long list and continues to grow. Consider the fields that started here. Among them are educational psychology, social studies, urban education, gifted education, conflict resolution, the community school, nursing education, arts education, dance education, nutrition education, international and comparative education, spirituality and psychology, special education. The list is long and growing. TC also established the nation's first academic department focused on the study of curriculum and teaching, granted the first graduate degrees in physical education, and had the first School of Education program in computing and education. And remember, TC is the birthplace of the community school, the scholarly textbook, the yellow school bus, and the song, Happy Birthday. Just as TC graduates helped to shape the 19th and 20th centuries, so too will you have a lasting impact on this still young century. I'm confident you will lead the way toward that better future and create your own legacy of firsts with a distinctly 21st century twist. Let me tell you about one student who's creating her own global legacy. Noor Sandhu was born in India of parents who met while college students in the US. She and her family soon moved to Nepal, then to Shanghai and Beijing. As a result, Noor was schooled in a variety of education systems: British in India, American in Shanghai, international baccalaureate programs in Nepal and Beijing. Interestingly, Noor found the American system of schooling far superior to the others. The reason itself might surprise you. She says the strength of the American system lies not in the accumulation of knowledge, but in its application. Students in America learn not just how to do, but to ask why. They're trained to question and to think critically about what they are asked to do. Today, Noor receives her degree in music education. She's a singer of opera and other classical music, and she holds a master's in voice performance from the Manhattan School of Music. While there, she became interested in teaching voice, which led her to TC. And now she embarks on a new international adventure. She'll be teaching music in an American school in Abu Dhabi. Noor says TC is the gold standard for preparing teachers, a place where teachers learn how to educate, shape, mentor, and fight for the education you want your students to have. Jennifer K. Lopez is also championing the best education for her students in New York City, and she's doing that with a double certification in early childhood education and early childhood special education, with an extension in bilingual education through a new program at TC. While student teaching in an English language classroom at PS 75 on the Upper West Side, she observed that children whose first language is not English can add a very special perspective to a classroom of English speakers. One day, Jennifer asked her second grade students if any knew a language other than English. Two students raised their hands. One knew Spanish and the other Urdu. Another student named Carlos, who also knew Spanish and spoke it at home, did not raise his hand. Like many non-English speakers, he was reluctant to reveal that fact to his teacher and classmates. As the school year progressed, Jennifer took care to honor and encourage her students to share other languages. To her delight, one day Carlos wrote the word for 5 in Spanish phonetically, a sign that he understood phonetic spelling in English and was becoming more comfortable with his bilingualism. Jennifer counts this as a seemingly small but significant victory for Carlos and for her approach in the classroom. Jennifer will continue to teach at PS 75, where she wants all her students to learn that speaking more than one language enriches the experience for monolingual and bilingual students alike. Congratulations, Jennifer. Your students are so lucky to have you as their teacher. There are so many more wonderful stories among our graduates. You've engaged in research, learning, and practice that's helping to change lives, work that will resonate after you leave here today. So I expect great things from you. As TC graduates, you are uniquely prepared to meet the complex and sometimes confounding challenges we face in our city, our nation, and our world. The challenges are very similar to those at the time of TC's founding 126 years ago. Industrialization and technology were creating both vast wealth and deep economic uncertainty. A vast new influx of people was pouring into the US from nations around the world. Communities were grappling with issues of health, race relations, poverty, and education. Sound familiar? Previous generations relied on our public schools to address many of these challenges, as we must today. Historically, the American public school system has served as the very foundation upon which we build a democratic society and educate individuals from around the world to fully participate in society. American public schools are unique in the world in this regard, open to everyone, educating all, and offering hope and opportunity for a better future. However, as we all know, these days public schools are under pressure on many fronts, from major changes in curriculum and assessment and oppressive approaches to accountability. to the challenge of educating students with increasingly diverse backgrounds and needs. And 60 years after the landmark Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court decision, persistent segregation and inequity still plague our schools. Alternatives popping up in the name of providing enhanced choice often exacerbate stratification and separation. Yes, we demand a great deal of our schools, and there is no shortage of those who find fault with the current state of public education. But there are so many positive aspects to build on and to celebrate, and so many creative and remarkable minds dedicated to our public schools. For instance, the talented and committed educators and school leaders who are graduating from TC this week. Many of you will work in some area of public education, and this is particularly exciting. As the people of TC, we all have a moral obligation to harness the power of our great institution to extend the promise and opportunity of public education for all children today and to future generations. Indeed, that is an essential part of our mission at Teachers College. So clearly, we have much work ahead to strengthen our schools and our society. Now more than ever, we must transform our schools to ensure every child has access to an excellent education. TC has given you a strong foundation. Now it is up to you to put your own visions into action. This is your time to seize, your moment to make a difference. Despite our daunting challenges, I know you can do this. As you go forth from here today, I urge you to honor the spirit of TC in all that you do. I want to leave you with the words of one of our founders, Nicholas Murray Butler, who wrote during another time of tremendous change and challenges. Optimism is essential to achievement, and it is also the foundation of courage and true progress. Remember his words, and look to the future with optimism and the courage to change the world. Congratulations.